Hi, it's Amy here from Click Roll Boom, and today I'll be talking to rock royalty Alex Lowe of Hurricane Number One. The band have just put out their fifth studio album, Backstage, waiting to go on.
Yeah, so let's imagine whoever is watching this has lived under a stone for the last 3 decades. Who are Hurricane Number One?
Well, Hurricane Number One are just a normal rock and roll band from the 90s. We came out in 97. Our single was 97, I think. And we're just a plain old rock and roll band. We just like to be, nothing fancy, just guitars, bass, drums, and just rock and roll, really. That's it, really. Nothing special. Just catchy songs. I think we've got a lot of catchy songs. So
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
so I think it's the catchy song. I always try and write choruses that people can remember. So I think we're a kind of catchy kind of band, Yeah.
Do you consider yourself Britpop or part of that movement?
Well, we did back in the day, because that was the thing. That's when we came out. But nowadays, no, we don't. We're just, as I said, a rock and roll band. And we've got so many different influences now, we love stuff like the Eagles and the band and Robbie Robertson and all this like Americana stuff from the early 70s. So we love all that kind of stuff, like bands like the Jayhawks and Wilco and Sunbolt and all these guys. So we're really into like Americana stuff now. I think we've grown up a bit, I think.
Initially, what bands influenced your sound?
I think for me and Andy Bell at the time, I think it was the Beatles, really. We loved, if it wasn't for them, I would never have picked a guitar up. But I think it's like the older bands like the Rolling Stones, the Who, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, even stuff like that, So I think that really influenced the band, that kind of stuff. It's just old stuff. We're old men now, so yeah, we can say that. So it's all the old stuff. So it's great, yeah.
So you signed to Creation in the label's heyday. How did that come about?
Well, what it was, Andy was looking to put a band together after Ride split.
Yeah.
And I think he put an advertisement in the Melody Maker at the time. So, and at the time, my girlfriend at the time, who I'm no longer with, she actually sent in a tape of my recordings to Andy without me knowing. I didn't actually knew she did it. And then I got a phone call a week later saying, Creation Records wants you to come down and put a band together with Andy. And I was like, who was that? I thought this was a wind up. I thought, wait, and then my girlfriend was standing going, I sent a tape, I sent him a tape. I was like, really? I said, oh my God. So so that's how it came about. It was through an advert. So I went down to London. Me and Andy got together with another couple of guys. We rehearsed a few hours, and that was it. That's how Hurricane. And then we signed to Creation, signed to Warner Brothers and Sony Records worldwide and stuff. And that's how it came about, really.
Yeah. Is Hurricane Number One the first commercially successful band you'd been in?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. It's it was a long slog. I was playing clubs and bars up and down the country, from Cornwall to Inverness, in the backs of old vans and getting ripped off and getting your gear stolen. And I had 12 years of that. So it took a long time, But it's funny enough, the guy that's in the band now, Ricky Rappa, was the first guy I ever formed a band with when I was 15. And now he's in Hurricane. So it's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant to have Ricky in the band, because we've known each other for all our life, basically. And it's just fantastic for Ricky. And he's a phenomenal guitar player. So good harmonies and good guitar player. So it's fantastic. Absolutely.
Are you the only one of the original lineup left?
Yes, aye. We tried to get the band back together, the original lineup, but the other guys, the other two members, the drummer and the bass player, they just weren't interested. They just took normal jobs and stuff like that. And it was actually Alan McGee from Creation said to me, phoned me up one day and says, listen, don't worry about it. You were the singer. You were the original singer. Just go and everybody does that. There's loads of bands have done that,
So many.
Go and put Hurricane back together. And I was like, well, it'll work. And he goes, of course it'll work, So he kind of supported me through that. And that was about 2014. But at the time of that, I had cancer. So I couldn't do too much because I got cancer and stuff like that. So I was just over the initial thing of it. But and it seemed to work out.
Yeah, it's going well. I've listened to the new record. I really like it. It's really, really upbeat, really catchy, really infectious.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that word, infectious. That's
I love
what
it.
we need.
We had a whole series of top 40 hits back in the 90s when a lot of bands of a similar sort of ilk were bubbling under the radar and kind of weren't making it big. What do you think made you stand out from the rest of the pack?
One of the things I think was being on Creation, because Creation Records was massive then. Everybody wanted to be part of Creation. So when they saw a new Creation band coming out, all the press would get on us, you know, and that was it. And also, I think the songs were good as well, you know. We had a few hits. Step Into My World was a great first single, you know, and Only the Strongest Will Survive was kind of an underground kind of anthem kind of thing, you know. So I think it was that. But I think all in all, I think it was because we were on Creation. I think that was the big thing, you know, because as I said, everybody wanted to be part of Creation.
Yeah.
Everybody. Even if you weren't a singer, they wanted to be part of it, you know. They wanted to work there or even clean the offices. Everybody just wanted to be part of it, you know?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think
Big news.
yeah. And also Alan McGee, at the time, he found Oasis and they had Primal Scream. There were a lot of great bands on there, you know. So I think that was it, definitely.
You mentioned Step Into My World. I'll always remember the first time I ever heard that was on the ITV Chart Show, and it was proper stopping your tracks, stop what you were doing and pay attention and just watch, because just fell in love with it the first time I ever heard it.
That's fantastic. I love that track. I think it's one of my favorite songs. I think because as well that it was our first single and it charted, you know, the first one charted. I thought, you know what, it's a great song.
Incredible achievement.
It's a fantastic song, you know. And I remember when we got told we charted, we were on tour with Supergrass at the time. And we were in the minibus going up to Aberdeen to play the music hall with Supergrass. And we listened to the chart in the bus, the rundown. And it got to number 35 and we're like, we haven't charted. Oh no. It got to number 30 and we're like, oh no. And then I think it was number 29 or something we got to. And then all hell broke loose on the tour bus. And that was it. I think I lost my voice that night playing. I was so excited, you know.
So when you split in 1999, did you think that was the end of your musical career?
I thought it was the end of like a band career, because I was going to try and do a solo thing, you know, like acoustic, solo thing, go out and do, and I was writing like Americana stuff and you know, that kind of thing, like country kind of rock kind of stuff. And I thought, like, I'll try that, and I did that. I did a few solo albums, you know. But then time wore on. I thought, oh God, I'm missing the band, you know. I miss playing in a band, you know. And I did have a band for a while, but it was under just Alex Lowe sort of thing, you know. And we went to tour Germany and Austria. That did really well, actually. We sold out all the gigs and stuff, so that was good. But I really wanted to get Hurricane back, you know, whether it was in a different formation or lineup or whatever it was, you know. And then luckily Alan came along and just phoned me, as I said, out the blue and said, look, get Hurricane back. You'll be a lot happier, you know, if you do this, you know. And he was right, you know. And we've done well. We're really doing well. I mean, this album is in LA. It's just went mad in LA for some reason. Everybody
in LA. Oh wow.
Yeah. In California, on Sunset Strip, we've been doing lots of interviews and we're getting lots of like magazine front covers and stuff like this. And it's just out of the blue. It's just went mad over there. So
is that the first attention you've had in this? Is that the first attention you've had in the States? Really?
No, we had it back in the day, 97, 98 and stuff. But for some reason, this album, everybody's blown away by it. And I'm like, oh my God, I would never have thought of this. But I'm getting emails from fans and saying, oh, we just heard it on WCR, whatever, you know. And we've heard it on this radio station. And we've heard it. And I'm like, really? I'm like, in LA. It's really took off over there. Really.
Brilliant. Yeah. You'll be touring over there soon.
Yeah, we're going in November, I think it is, before it closed.
Yeah. So the reason for your split in 99, was that largely around Andy leaving to join Gay Dad?
No. I think that what it was, his wife gave birth to a baby. She had a baby. And Andy, after Only the Strongest came out, we thought, right, we're going to really tour the back end of this album. We're going to get out there, do a world tour, Japan or Argentina, wherever we're going to do it. And Andy says, no, I'm not doing that. I've got a baby now, and I'm going to take 6 months out. And I was like, 6 months? I was like, dude, really? And he took 6, and then you know how short the music business is. It's just, everybody forgets.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I was really disappointed. I was really disappointed in Andy doing that. You know, okay, I had a kid, but at the same time, even if he would have took 3 months out and then went on the 2-week tour came back for a month and then did another 2 weeks, you know, but
Yeah.
we just didn't do it, you know. And then when we split, we were in Finland. He told us in Finland at a show, at a festival, he wanted to split. And I was like, why? What's going on? He just had enough. He had writer's block and stuff.
Yeah.
And I even said to him, listen, man, let me write some songs. I've got lots of songs. We can do this, you know.
Yeah.
But I think there was a lot of politics involved. I think Andy, at the city, didn't want me writing songs, you know. And I think that's what it was. And then we just split. I was devastated. And really, it was just a really big disappointment, you know.
Yeah.
And then after that, about 3 weeks after we split, I heard that he was playing with a gay dad.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And I
Yeah.
thought, okay, well, there you go. So that's what happened.
It must have been quite hard because then obviously he went off and joined Oasis. It must have been quite hard on you guys, the fact that you didn't want to split up and it kind of almost got enforced on you for then him to go.
It was really hard because, you know, we thought we had, oh my God, loads of albums in us, you know. And I mean, I had over 100 songs written, ready to go if they needed any songs, you know. And some of them songs you can hear on some of the albums we've done, you know, without Andy. And I had so many great songs there. But I think, as I said, I think politics had a lot to do with it. It was like, no, you're just a singer, you can't write songs. And I was like, okay, I can't write songs. Al McGee would say that. Oh, you're not a songwriter, you're not a songwriter. I'm like, okay, man, that's no problem, you know.
I suppose it's nice now in this new incarnation of the band that you are getting to show your songwriting, that you are getting to show yourself in your songs.
Yeah, I love songwriting. That's what I do. That's basically what I do, you know. I've always written songs. And when Al McGee turned around and said, oh, you can't write songs, I was like, what do you mean I can't write songs? Basically, your songs are rubbish. Basically what he said. And I thought, okay. Right, and that gave me a kind of a complex. I was like, and then afterwards, I was actually believing it, going, maybe I am rubbish songwriter. But I just kept writing, you know. I just kept writing, and I got better and better. And now we're at this point with Backstage waiting to go on. And I think the album's a great little album. You know, it's a catchy little thing. You know, I think the songs are cool.
It's a good advert for not giving up and not listening to other people.
You can't give up. You can't. If you listen to everybody, you wouldn't do anything.
Exactly.
You know?
Absolutely.
That was it. You know.
How do you think you've changed as a musician and songwriter in the last 25 years?
My songs have grown up a lot. You know, things I write about and stuff. Not that I write about specific things, but when you read them back, I think I'm proud of my lyrics. You know, I've got a lot of. I think my lyrics are pretty nice and stuff like that. And the melodies, I've always written songs so people, as I said before, so people can remember. Hope they can remember them. You know. I write, if you notice the choruses, they're very repetitive. You know, it gets in your head, it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I hope it annoys everybody. So they're like, damn, who is that again? You know? So I think I've grown up that way. I think the lyrics is more grown up. And also the melodies as a songwriter. I want to push on people more, you know?
Yeah. Are you involved in the whole songwriting process, so music and lyrics?
Well, I was for the last, since 2014. But now that I've got my old songwriting partner back, Ricky, because Ricky's a fantastic songwriter. His lyrics are phenomenal. So me and him write the songs now together. So a McCartney-Lennon thing we're doing, you know. So but it's good to bounce off of each other, you know.
Definitely, yeah.
Because the other two guys, I've asked them to write songs. You know, it's not like I don't want anybody to write songs. I want them to come forward and say, listen, write a song, let me hear what you've got, and we'll stick it on the album. If it's any good, we'll go. But they just, I like playing my drums, or I'm a bassist.
Fair enough, if they're happy.
Yeah, they're happy enough to do that, you know. But Ricky, he was my songwriting partner since he was 17 and I was 15. He's 2 years older than me. So, but we always wrote some good songs back. We were really influenced by REM back then.
Okay. Yeah.
We're very influenced by American bands, you know. So we loved all the American type of stuff like REM and stuff like that, you know. So that was it. So Ricky, he'll come in with some song and I'll come in with song. We'll put it together and it works, you know. So that's what we do.
And how do you think the music industry has changed in that time?
Oh, it's kept, really, I think I'm really disappointed in it, really.
Yeah.
It's still, I don't know, it's just like kids nowadays, I feel sorry for them because they don't have as saying that, vinyl has made a comeback, so that's good. You know, it's just when they download stuff from wherever, they're listening to it on the phone and they're not getting the proper how it should sound.
No,
Definitely
not.
And that's a shame. Because some great songs can sound really rubbish on your phone. The bass is lost a lot of the time. The bass drum's lost a lot of the time. It's very tinny and very it's not very good. But the downloading thing as well, it's kind of stopped bands making money. Because the thing is as well, you always get these bands, it's not about the money, man, it's about the music. But we've all got to pay bills.
Exactly.
It's the job at the end of the day, and we have to. So that's kind of ruled that out. So where we make our money now is to go gigging, live stuff. Like we go to Japan, we can play to 5,000 a night in Japan, and make bread and butter there,
Okay.
We're really big there. So things like that, So you have to play live to make the money, I think.
Yeah. I think the way we consume music is different now as well, because it's rare that you put an album on and listen to it from track 1 to track 10. You sort of skip around. You very rarely listen to music how the artist intended it in the order they intended it.
That's absolutely correct. You're always juggling the songs, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you want to listen to it the way it was intended on the album.
Exactly.
And because that's what we do, we say, right, we'll put this one first, we'll do this one. Right, that's a great order of tracks. But we're thinking, hold on, they probably won't even listen to them in order. So there's no point. It's really sad, really sad.
I'm guilty of it. It's not good, but I am guilty. So you've mentioned your new album. So you've just put out your fifth album, Backstage Waiting to Go. Can you tell me the story behind it?
Well, the title came from like when you're a band and you're going on tour and stuff. Say you've got 25 dates, you're waiting backstage more time than you actually play.
Yeah.
So that you're always waiting in a band. You wait 6 hours backstage to play an hour on stage.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it is. Or you're traveling to the next gig for about 10 hours in the tour bus, across America or whatever, and you're always waiting around to play that 1 hour. And that's where the title comes from, Backstage Waiting to Go On, really. We're always backstage waiting to go on, for hours and hours. I mean, when we were in Japan last time, I think it was 2017 or something, we were backstage for 6 hours.
Wow.
To play a night. Just hanging around, And I'm thinking, this is a nightmare, I forgot how bad it was. But we were playing live, And I wrote some of the stuff, I don't know if you know, but I actually do dialysis just now.
Okay.
And I'm waiting on a kidney transplant.
Oh, well, it's
Not
rough.
and
good.
I should have had my transplant on the 21st of June, but then I got complications of something else, so I had to get rushed to Edinburgh to get an operation so I could get my transplant.
Oh my goodness.
And I've got like 50 stitches in my stomach just now.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah,
that's
it's been hard just lately, And I do dialysis 3 mornings a week, like a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But just to talk about the album, I wrote some of the album on dialysis, when I was in there.
Yeah.
So I had the pen and paper, I wrote some of the stuff down, and because you're sitting there for 4 hours with needles in your arm, doing nothing. So I says, listen, I need to do something here. So the nurse gave me some paper and the pens, and I started writing the album, and that's how the album came about, basically.
Good distraction from it all.
Oh, it's been terrible, but we'll get through it. We'll do it. I'm a strong-willed person, positive person. And the thing is, I've got a live donor. My friend's given me a kidney, so I've got a live donor. So that's perfect.
Oh, brilliant. That's really good news. Really good news.
So fantastic that. And it's a 97% chance it's going to work. So that's perfect.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's really good. That's really good.
I am going through a lot just now. First of all, I had cancer, then I had this, and it's just been 10 years of up and downs, But I think it makes you strong. You're either going to sink or you're going to be okay,
Yeah. Music must have been a good distraction and a good light in the dark when it's been tough.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's but as I said, it's just been a nightmare really. But the music's kept me going, It's the band and the music and people that want to hear it now, It's great.
It's good. Yeah, brilliant. Can we expect a countrywide tour to accompany the album?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we're going to be doing something. As I said, I get my transplant soon, and it only takes maybe a couple of weeks to go over the transplant. It's not a big deal, which I
Wow.
thought, it's not long at all. So as soon as that's done and everything's great, we're going to start touring, I think, end of October.
Okay.
We'll do like maybe 6 British gigs, and then maybe I think we're going to Japan. We're trying to get into Argentina just now, and we're going to LA for 4 shows.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Busy times.
Yeah,
Busy
definitely.
times. Back in the 90s, who did you most enjoy touring with or supporting? Are there any particular memories that stand out?
Yeah, I think my favourite band, I think, was Supergrass.
Okay.
I think they were from Oxford anyway, because we all lived in Oxford at that time. So they were an Oxford band, you know. And I think we had a great time with Supergrass. We played with a few bands. We did Ocean Colour Scene as well. We did their tour. They were really good as well, actually. But there was something about Supergrass that was really cheeky and funny and just a good laugh, you know. Just a really good laugh. That's great. You know, that was fantastic. And I think my solo stuff, when I played like LA, I played with Neil Young on stage.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That must be incredible.
That was amazing. That was about 2001, I think it was. I went over to LA to do a radio show, and I was in the Troubadour, and I got asked to come up and play with Neil Young.
Wow.
So, we did a couple of, I can't remember the songs we did now. It's so long ago, but yeah, we did. I remember doing the 2 songs, you know. So that was probably one of the highlights of my career, was jamming with Neil Young. You know?
Yeah. What's the most bizarre thing a fan's ever asked you?
Can I have your underwear?
Really?
And that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Brilliant.
That's absolutely true. And we just came off stage in Germany, and there was fans outside the tour bus. And I remember this pack of young girls was at the front of the tour bus, and I came walking past, and one of them grabbed me and says, "Oh, could you sign this?" It was a CD or something. So I signed it, and there was this other girl came up to me and she says, "Listen, I need a request." I was like, "What is it?" She goes, "Can I have your underwear?" And I went, "What?" And she said, "Yeah." She's, "Can I have your underwear?" And I was like, "Nah, you're okay, you know." And then she kept clapping on the bus, "Please, please, you know, just." I was like, well, and that's one of the strangest things, you know.
Yeah, definitely odd. Yeah.
There's another thing. Someone threw a bra on stage. Some girl, but then she came back to stage. She didn't get right back, but the security said to her, like, "What do you want?" Okay, I was the one that threw the bra on stage. All right, okay. So I came out and I says, "Is this yours?" And she went, "Yeah. Could you sign it for me?" So I had to sign the. That's why she did it. So I signed the bra for her and I gave it back. So that was another thing. Unbelievable.
Oh, brilliant. What are you working on anything at the moment, or are you taking a break from writing now the new album's out?
No, we're halfway through the next album.
Oh wow.
We've got 6 songs for the next album done, and we've recorded all 6 of them in the studio, which are done. So we're going in fact, me and Ricky's going in 2 weeks' time to start the next 6. And then we'll get the other 2 guys up from Liverpool to come in and do the drums and bass, you know. So so we've started the next album. It's nearly done.
So what will that be out next year, do you think?
I'm trying to get it out in November, actually.
We
want to get it out this year. Yeah, we want to get it out this year. So, and it's called Underdog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that sort of similar? Is it in the same vein as?
It's very, I think it's like, it's very between, there's 3 kind of influences there. It's the Beach Boys, very pep sounds, Crowded House, and the Eagles.
That's it's a little bit different then.
Yeah, quite different.
Classic
it's more chilled out. It's a more chilled out album.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that.
And lastly, what does the future hold for Hurricane Number One?
Just to keep going, just to never give in, don't listen to people, you know, and just and play for the people that love you. You know, that's the thing. You need to, you know, do it for the people that really care for you and love you and have stuck by us, you know. And I think that's what we just want to keep going. Just and never retire. Retire when you're dead, you know. I always said that. Just retire when you're dead, you know. And that's what we just want to keep going, making me. I mean, I think I've got over 300 songs written. So there's no
Oh, wow.
short.
Yeah.
There's no short of
There's no
material.
shortage of stuff to put out. No, definitely.
Yeah.
I suppose you
Yeah,
keep
but-
going until you stop enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've been playing since I was 15.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a long time. You know, it's a long, and I still love every minute of it. You know, I just get excited so much. You know, this past week, I can hardly walk because of the stitches in me and stuff.
Yeah.
But today I've had a good day because I've wrote 2 new songs.
Wow.
So I've had a great day, and I've put the TV on. I was on Netflix, and I've been watching like the Eagles and the Flying Burrito Brothers documentary and Graham Parsons and all the Americana stuff. So that's really made me, oh God, I want to get out and play. You know, so that's what I've been wanting to do. So I'm on a high just now. You caught me at a good time.
Exciting times.
Absolutely.
Definitely. That's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for speaking to us.
Oh, no problem. Is your name Amy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Amy. Brilliant, Amy. Thanks very much for having me.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Stay in touch. Bye-bye.